Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hot Tub Talks. It's been a long break. I'm Chip.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm Wade.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a reworked format here. We're going to talk for a couple minutes on where we've been, where we're going, what's going on. And then Wade has something he wants to mention. And then we got some comments as well from the last episode we did nearly 2 years ago. Isn't that insane?
Guys, this is just barely over our 2-year anniversary of starting this podcast.
Yeah, 2 years. We have been off the podcast longer than we did it.
Yeah.
By like 3 times.
Yeah. To be fair, we started it at a very hectic time in all 3 of our lives.
It wasn't an opportune time.
It was a very busy time.
Yeah.
And it fell apart. But we're back now because we are older and wiser.
I'm so excited. Garrett, what have you been up to for 2 years?
Two whole years, bro.
Well,
almost.
I'm dating the same girl.
Woo!
I have moved twice.
Woo!
And I have a new job.
Woo! Good for you. Good for you.
But yeah, we're still chilling.
Very nice.
We're still vibing with the boys.
Very
with
nice.
the boys.
Wade, what have you been up to for 2 years?
Good grief. It's been let's see. I graduated. I finished my bachelor's, and well, it was more ironic because not like graduation was a whole nother thing because I had to go back up to Idaho to do an internship for like a weird couple months. So I like moved twice in like a 6-month span, moved up to Idaho, did the internship concurrent to my final semester of school. So that was a pain in the butt. That was also while I was doing my capstone project, and I wrote that book, which was
a good book.
Yeah, that was a long. And then I moved back down. I got a job, made like an actual office job. So I now I work in finance in the private equity sector, which is hyper ironic because I got my degree in computers. So I guess if you are a computer science major, your pipeline is going into finance. And then I have just been experiencing adulthood, just mostly been enjoying the grind. I bought a motorcycle and it became my entire personality, and it still is. And then and now it's winter and the motorcycle's put away, and I am not a very interesting person right now.
Woo! Very nice, very nice. And I guess me. Did you guys know my career started because of this podcast?
Yeah, I believe it.
Everything I'm doing right now is because of Hot Tub Talks. Because when we did it, I don't talk too much on the internet about my work and everything, you know. My boss came to me one day, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was not working. I was looking at podcast analytics, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I have a podcast and whatever." And so he put me on a project. He's like, "Oh, you know analytics. Look into this topic for me." I started working close with him. I presented to those people. That gave me the connections to start my business, and now that's how the business started. So if it wasn't for this podcast, I don't know if I'd own my business. Because, I finished my mission, came back. It was a long travel.
Yeah.
And then I started my own business in the fall, doing video and work for all kinds of people. And then I started school, and I've just been grinding away at school. And now I'm in the hardest semester I think I've taken yet. But
really
we'll
harder
see.
than last semester.
Yeah.
We're like 2 weeks into it, and it's already oh no.
Well, so okay, I am a big proponent of to-do lists. I wasn't before school. I did not believe in to-do lists. Now I would die without my.
I'm
to-do
taking
list.
credit for that. I think I had this conversation.
You
with
might have, because without it, if it's not on the to-do list, it doesn't exist. Right? I do too many things between work and my business and school and all the other projects I have randomly, like Hot Tub Talks. Nothing gets. I'm also president of the AI club at our school, so like there's just a lot to do, right? And if I didn't have it in the to-do list, it doesn't get done. So the night before, I put it all in the to-do list. I categorize it into where it is. Every week I put all the homework I have for the next week into my to-do list, and I schedule out what days I'm going to do it. And the whole time I've had this to-do list system, my peak was 12 things a day. No matter how hard I tried, I could do 12 things a day, and that was it. Since this semester has started, I've averaged 22 a day.
Goodness.
I know. It is ridiculous. And part of the reason why is because I think a lot of my assignments are a bit quicker. So it used to be about an hour per thing. I'd spend an hour on a class, an hour on a thing of homework, an hour on a video I was making, and then it would be done. Now I can get the assignments I'm given done in like 10 minutes, and then I can do like 5 of them. Or sometimes I've gotten better at splitting stuff up. So I had a project which I had to do like 50 videos. Like I had to do a bit of 50 videos. So instead of just having do all 50 videos, I had do 10 of 50, do 20 of 50, do 30 of 50. And that gives me 5 more tasks when maybe when I started my to-do list, it would have just been do them all. But that's not as easy to work on. So we're doing great. We're doing crazy. It's kind of weird how long it's been, but at the same time, like again, lots has changed, but not a lot.
2024 went by way faster than 2023 did.
Yeah.
2023 was the end of COVID.
No,
I
that was
think.
2022.
I think that was 22.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was happening in
I
2023?
think we've been out of COVID longer than we were in COVID, which is fantastic.
It kind of makes me think about like how when we were in COVID, it was such a weird, like it felt like it was going to go forever when like statistically it won't, you know, like a lot of it was like, well, this is life now. And it really isn't. Now we're just back to normal, you know, but 2023, maybe it was a little weird at the beginning, but it was mostly done.
I don't remember what happened in 2023.
We were all very busy.
Well, I
A
know,
lot
but
of
like,
things changed.
I'm talking about in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
think-
true. World events that happened in 2023.
Like, obviously there was a lot, but
I always like, maybe it's because I'm a nerd, but I always think of movies based, or like, I guess years based off of what movies came out in said years.
Right.
And 2023 is like, I think, was that just a down year for movies? Like
movies haven't been
we had
great
but we had like
since
we had
I don't know.
Barbenheimer for 2023, didn't we?
That was 2024. That
Was
was
it?
this last year.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
I
it's
think it
'cause
was
I
early
watched-
last year.
No.
I watched it
hold on.
with my cousin around the time he was living with. Oh, maybe it was.
It was 2023 because
Was it late 2023?
No, it was
No, it
summer.
was-
It was summer of 23 because essentially,
Oh, shoot.
yeah, it was summer of 23 because Oppenheimer already won the Oscar, and if it had come out this year, then the Oscars haven't happened yet for the 2024
Dang,
movies.
bro. Okay, you know what also came out 2023?
Your mom?
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one caught me by
That,
surprise.
yeah, I know, like, because
There's
I like was a
Oppenheimer.
huge, because I am a weird Tom Cruise fiend. The dude is insane and he's weird, but like his movies are so good. I
Yeah.
really like Tom Cruise movies, whether it's Top Gun or whether it's especially Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning came out in 2023, but it kind of got overshadowed by Barbenheimer.
This must be the opposite, because now what movies came out in 2024?
Deadpool and Wolverine, and that's like it.
Maybe that's why it seemed faster, because I
It's-
think rather than remembering what movies were there, like, I'm remembering every single one of these, right?
Like 2024, so there actually is a reason. The summer of 2024 was extremely dry as a movie fan because of all the strikes that happened at the end of 2023.
oh yeah.
So there was like that's why there hardly any movies came out this year, because they either didn't have them finished or didn't finish filming them, and they had to push back release dates, whatever. Like Dune Part 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine, and then there's like a handful of smaller movies, but that's
We had a
been-
lot of good TV seasons come out
Yeah.
as well.
TV was a lot better than movies as far as 2024 is concerned. Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is the best movie I've seen recently.
I have not seen it. I have not seen it yet.
Like, that's because like and like
Even
just
better than Wicked.
nothing came out like over the holiday season. Then again, I did not see Moana 2. I don't know. I did really enjoy Wicked, but
Over Sonic?
Wicked and Sonic might be the same. Did you see Wicked?
I've seen neither of these shows.
Okay, yeah.
You got some catching up to do,
I
Garrett.
forgot.
I haven't seen
Don't
any
you?
movies.
I thought you hate musicals.
No, I love musicals.
Oh yeah, because I made you watch Spirited for Christmas. That was a musical.
I haven't seen that either. I meant to watch
Spirited
it
was
this
actually
Christmas and I
really
didn't
good.
It
see
is very good, but
I've
you
heard
can,
it's
you
really
can
good.
only watch it in December. Like
yeah,
I would
I'm
feel
not gonna
weird
watch
watching it.
now.
Maybe next year. Well, it
Yeah.
is next year. Maybe the end of this year.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll make you watch Spirited.
No, there's another world event that happened in your life.
I do remember.
You got a 3D printer?
Oh,
That's what I was saying. Printed a bunch
That
of
too.
penises.
Yeah, immediately starts printing an army of chode toads.
I did do that.
What else happened to you?
I also started a company,
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and
It's a pretty cool company.
It's so cool.
it's a hat company.
I'm wearing the hat right
And
now.
I'm
You
actu-
can't tell because it's just audio, but I'm wearing it right now.
I'm actually competing with 4 other people, or 4 other businesses, which are very much more
Established, maybe.
established.
Have more resources. You're a one-man crew, but you're doing
Yes.
great.
I'm
You're
going
doing great.
slow, but we're chugging along.
He is
There's a
doing great.
war between these other businesses.
There is a war.
It's
and I'm
pretty
about
crazy.
ready to join them.
He's about ready to sell out.
We're gonna make that a topic. The hat wars of.
The hat wars.
The hat
I think it's more
wars.
I
interesting
will-
than the cookie wars in Utah.
Oh, yeah. I
That's
mean,
true.
the cookie wars, they're all cookies to me. And you know how many I've eaten of all of them?
Probably one.
Like 3. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
But the problem with that was one company in particular sued every other company that tried to do it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
True.
So, and then they all stopped being big, besides the one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. 'Cause,
This
yeah,
one,
I don't
this
know.
one so far nobody's sued. I'll do my research. I'll bring it back.
But it's been a wild ride the last few years. But now we're into January. Remember, me and Garrett alone started this podcast without Wade. And did we go over New Year's resolutions that year? Is that the first episode we
Well,
did? I
you
feel like
only
it was.
started without me because I was still in Phoenix.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're in
that's actually
Phoenix.
another big. I guess like I don't go back to Phoenix anymore because my parents moved up here.
Yeah.
So like now I'm just in Utah for the holidays instead of the nice warm Phoenix weather.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you're just in the cold.
I'm still
Dry
in the cold.
air.
Gosh dang.
Not even snow.
I know
No,
there's like no
it's
snow
just
this year.
miserable.
Yeah.
No snow to go along with
I
it.
can't ride my motorcycle and
You know what's
It's starting to
crazy
get real cold.
is you could have the whole time.
no, it's still too cold. It's more
too cold.
It's
I
a
guess
temperature
for
thing.
you.
I think you probably could
As a
have up until
person.
like a week ago or 2 weeks
No,
ago.
I tried in November,
Really?
even on clear days, and it's bad.
Mm.
It's mostly the gloves thing because
Mm.
Chip can drive a stick. He has a stick car.
Oh,
stick
yeah.
shift stick.
Manuel.
A
Hey, I have
manual
a stick too.
manual transmission. I want to make that clear because I
will be
know
making
he
the
likes
engine
to.
noises.
Yeah. He does make engine noises while playing with his stick, but not that stick. But so on a motorcycle, it's reversed where the clutch you pull in with your hand and then you shift with your foot. And it's the opposite on a car.
Right.
But literally when your hands are so cold as it's been, I can't physically feel if I'm pulling in the clutch. And I think that's a problem. So I am
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
it's just not safe to ride. Like I need to make sure. And not only that is one of them's the clutch. The other lever is the brake. So
yeah.
in order
Yeah.
to come to a stop, you have to pull in both of them. So that's a problem. We are waiting it out for a little bit until it warms up a little.
Your ETA is probably March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
late
the
March or
that was the
early
plan.
April.
Smith is convinced that we might be going at the end of February. So we will see.
That's pretty early.
I know.
February is the coldest month of the year. You
I
know that.
know.
Yeah.
So I'm like I'm hoping it's soon. I'm kind of over it. I'm like, okay, we're done.
If there was snow, I'd feel a bit different, but it's just cold
Exactly.
and miserable.
It's
It's just
just
cold and
cold.
dry.
I'm fine with no snow, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, new year, new me, new podcast. What are you doing this year, Garrett?
so let's ask you real quick. I only
Yeah.
remember one of your New Year's resolutions.
From way back in the day or right now?
Yes, from way back in the day. And did you do it? The question is did you read a book every month?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so no, but I got pretty close-ish. I kept it up for about 6 months. It must have been around the time I ended my mission that I probably stopped. what happened was there were two things. First of all, ending my mission, even though I didn't really go anywhere, there was a lot of weird shifts. Like, I stopped watching this YouTube channel that I'd watched from nearly the whole time. It wasn't even like a church channel. It was just like a YouTube channel. And one day I just stopped. And I'm still subscribed, but I don't know what changed, you know? And one of those was the books. Another thing was I tried to read the Odyssey, and instead of finishing it, I just stopped, and then I
Really? Because, like, I quite enjoyed the Odyssey, but
might have been the Iliad. I don't know.
well, no, that's the thing. I would preface it by saying I read the Iliad first,
Mhm.
and the Odyssey is way better. So that might be
Yeah,
why
yeah.
it was palatable. Because
Yeah,
You have to do it for school.
yeah, you have to do it for school.
So
I did
that
it
might
for fun
also
once.
be a reason, though.
Yeah, like school books can be rough. I
Yeah.
will say,
But it's
There-
different if you're doing it for fun or if you're forced to do it.
yeah, like there are quite a few books I had to read for school that I genuinely love nowadays. Like
Yeah.
like Fahrenheit 451, fantastic.
Right.
But like there's some other
Do
ones.
you know what book I love from high school, too?
Two.
1984.
Nice.
Really, that's one of the ones I don't.
I
like.
actually
love
hate that book, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that book. And then the Book of the Dead.
Book of the
Oh,
Dead.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, anyways, I kept it up for a little bit. It sadly died, but I felt pretty happy with my 6. You know, like even though it
Yeah.
wasn't all the way through.
That's
I
6
felt
more
pretty happy
books
with
than
it.
I read.
Yeah.
Just
And
joking.
then,
Actually, I'm into listening to books right now, so.
yeah, then last year I did it again where I tried, but that I didn't get anywhere. I started with the semester. I needed to read a book for health, and I decided to read Atomic Habits. I got like
Great book.
2 paragraphs in. I couldn't even read it. I don't know
Really?
why.
I-
And maybe I'll
there's
start it up one day.
I think there's a other one I'll have to show you to start with, but it's How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, I've
self-help
heard
book
that
that
one a
you have
lot.
to start with, and then you can
Yeah.
read all the other ones.
Yeah, I could not get into it, and it didn't really, I don't know. And then I didn't end up using it for the book thing anyways. So that just didn't last very long. And then I've started again this year, again, and I am currently a quarter of the way through The Myth of the Left and Right, the book on politics. Part of it is it's like required reading for a class I'm doing, but it's also
Mhm.
like a book. Yeah, it's like a 100-page interesting book that I would usually read,
yeah,
but I also have to read it for this class.
so it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. I've only sat down once and read it, and I read 25 pages, so I'm planning on doing one more session. Because that's what I like
Yeah.
to do for my one book a month, where rather than reading one book over the course of a month, I take 2 days and I shotgun it. I'm like, good, we're done. You know?
That's how I've
So-
been. So my work, which you guys know, but our listeners don't, it's a weird perk that my office has where
Such a good perk.
yeah, like I just get free books because they like readers, so I can have them reimburse any kind of book that I buy. So I've been reading a lot. Ironically, a lot of comic books and a lot of graphic novels that I've wanted to own but never really got around to. But like not just that. Like most of those I read like really briefly, and that's hard. That's more looking at pictures.
Totally.
But I've read quite a few books recently, and right now I'm just now starting it. Like it's called Inner Excellence, and it came from the weirdest place. I meant to text you about it because I thought you'd find it funny. The Philadelphia Eagles were winning their playoff game this weekend so badly, one of the receivers was caught on the bench just reading a book, and it was that book. And
Nice.
so I was like, I need to read this. I need to know what's distracting in mid-game.
Yeah.
So Inner Excellence, I guess I'll report back in the next 2 weeks and see if I like it or not.
Nice.
If I get around to it. I've been busy lately, so
Yeah.
alas.
Yeah, so that's I guess I'll finish out, but like I'm reading one book a month, and then also rather than having set goals, usually I'll have like a year of the whatever, which usually I don't stick to it either. But this is the year of the grind where I'm doing stuff and I'm putting my head stuff and I'm gonna try to make stuff happen. Like part of the podcast, you know.
Mhm.
I've also got some other ideas, another business I told you guys beforehand. That like I'm gonna see if it works. I'm gonna do it and do kind of minimum work, see if I can get off the ground, and just kind of do it because. At the end of last year, I kind of learned that sometimes I can't just float. And if I want these things to actually take off, I'm going to need to, like, be intentional. So, like, I've had the luxury of sitting back and doing it. I think I could still do that. But if I want to grow, I'm going to have to put more effort in. How can I do that with 18 credits? Who knows? But we'll figure it out.
You got this.
Year of the grind. Garrett, what are you doing?
What am I doing this year
Yeah,
for my New Year's resolution?
slimming down. I hope. I'm kidding.
He's looking good.
Ironically,
He
I've
looks
lost
great.
10
No,
pounds. In the
yeah,
last-
yeah. You're
last
one of the
couple
thinnest dudes I know
months.
next to me. It's whatever. Anyway,
This year, go back to school is a big one because
Heck
I've
yeah.
been slacking. Continue the hat or grow, not continue. I want to grow it, the hat business more. And
Yeah.
then an event that's coming up. I don't know if I've even told you guys, but I have a colonoscopy scheduled.
Yeah.
I For those of you that don't know, there is something wrong with me.
Not
Go back
just
to the
something,
very first
how
episode.
much
I
how much
think.
time do you got?
Yeah.
we have been trying as a group. We've been trying to eat out. Well, not like I guess. Let me rephrase that. Whenever the group is like, let's get food, we're always like, where are we gonna go to accommodate Garrett? Because he can't have anything.
You can't eat anything.
I'm just saying.
So maybe the
So I don't know if
colonoscopy
this
might
will
fix
solve that issue, but if it does, we're going on a rampage. We're trying all
We're going
the
on an
best.
absolute rager.
Anyways, all right, Wade, what are you doing this year?
Okay.
Resolutions.
Resolutions. I'm a huge anti-New Year's resolution person, and I'll explain why.
Wade's trying to regress here.
I'm trying to regress.
Give me
I
back
like
your
to-
degree.
I liked who I was 2 years. No, that's a lie. No, and I'll explain why. New Year's resolutions are stupid because I don't believe in like waiting until like a calendar change to like make an improvement in your life.
Yep.
Just make it whenever the freak you want. So I didn't really like plan any New Year's resolutions. Like the only things that I've got going for me is there's something called the CEP. It's almost like the bar, but for finance. So I'll be taking that in like May and April. So I have to study a lot for it. And then other than that, try to chase a promotion. Hopefully I'll be getting one in like around same time period, April, May. And then see where I am after that, and if I'm happy with my career or if I want to go get my master's degree or not. I really
Okay.
don't want to, so I hope
You know
I
what's-
enjoy this.
You know what's interesting? I think when we talked about resolutions on the podcast 2 years ago, I said that exact same thing, that I didn't like them.
Didn't like
because of
what?
the
Oh.
calendar year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I disagree now, though, because
really.
people get stuck in routine, and they don't try to make themselves better.
I think here's the thing. What I think, I actually agree with Wade, but I do it anyways. And like if I think of, usually the new year just gets me thinking about it, and I won't just go hog wild until January 1st where I decide to be whatever. It's like my year of the grind didn't start until like January 5th because like whatever, man. I usually start whatever I'm thinking about like 2 weeks beforehand because I'm thinking about it for the end of the year. And you're right. What does the first year do to anything? That just makes it harder to start, right? So usually I'll start something around the beginning, but it doesn't need to be the streak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how I look at it. I do it going forward. And if I screw up, who cares? It's just another day. You do it again the next day, you know?
No, I agree with you. I just don't think people in general think about it throughout the year.
Yeah.
They don't think to improve. And then when everyone else is thinking about it, then they think about it and they do it.
That makes sense.
But
I'm thinking about improving.
Do
I'm thinking about improving sales on your hats. So we're going to go to a break real quick.
all right.
This episode of Hot Tub Talks is sponsored by Fossiled. Are you a fan of Utah Valley, the place, and a fan of the color green? Well, you can get a hat that says Utah Valley backwards in a nice shade of green. Are you a fan of Brigham Young, the man, the historical man, and a fan of the color blue? Well, you can get a hat that says Brigham Young backwards in a nice shade of blue. These hats are made by students for students at starving student prices. So if you're interested in picking up your own, click the link below. Thank you for Fossiled for sponsoring this episode. And we're back. Wade wanted to talk about something, and I wasn't paying attention because I was setting up podcast
Okay,
stuff.
so I mentioned this briefly while we were setting it up, and I was like, okay, wait, this is good stuff. So I was watching YouTube the other day, and I got an ad. Don't start. I know you will.
Poor!
Don't you? Ah!
You're poor!
Josh pays for YouTube Premium. What a loser. The ad that I got on YouTube, it was super weird. It was like for and I don't know why my algorithm was giving me this ad, but it legit was. It was like a weird video of the story that they were trying to portray. Like it was probably like some kind of like watch episodes app,
Right.
where they've got this weird show. But the show was 100% AI generated, like animated, but like the way AI would animate it.
Right.
And I'm thinking, what the freak? Like, what? Why am I getting an ad for this? Like, who's paying the advertising dollars to YouTube for this ad? Who's watching this?
Yeah.
It's very AI. And then I'm just like, and mind you, I was like half asleep because I was watching YouTube while falling asleep.
Love
This
it.
was
I
like
have
wait,
it. I have that habit.
yeah, this is very late at night, and in my half slumber brain, I was like, the dead internet is real. There's a kind of been
Totally.
one of my first big encounters with the dead internet theory, and then I was like, well, dead internet is totally a thing because like that's basically everyone on Facebook, any Facebook comment section.
So
Um,
explain what dead internet is.
Can I do it?
Sure.
Yeah, you
Okay,
do it.
okay,
You do
so-
it. You do it.
So the dead internet theory is it started on Reddit, and the full thing is actually really nuts. Like it's very conspiracy. It's not good, right? But the basic premise appears to have become more real in the last year or so with AI. The basic idea is that by the year 2026, 60 to 80 to 90 to 100% of the content that you come in contact with on the internet is going to be AI generated. It's going to come from not a human, and that like some study in 2016 said that 30% of the content we come in contact with right now is generated by bots. So the idea is now it's closer to 80 to 90 on the internet.
Not only is the content, but especially I use Facebook as an example, but if you go, you'll see some random weird AI generated poster, and then all these other comments and all these other like accounts that are just straight up bots interacting with it and creating like the views for it. And so it's like AI feeding into itself.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, because like it's been kind of commonly known like Facebook's just a bunch of bots anyway, and I only have Facebook to have Marketplace. Like I think that's the only sane reason anyone has Facebook.
I have it to watch my mom's posts.
Oh gosh.
Her Facebook's great. What are you talking about?
But and like I think as you've become like this new rise and grind dude for the new year,
Yeah.
I need to share a little, because like my grind every day is like I wake up and immediately I go on Facebook Marketplace and lowball 3 to 4 shit boxes. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I
like
know what you're talking about.
absolute garbage project cars,
Yes.
just to see if I have any bites, and it gives me fuel for the day. So I like wake up, lowball, piss, get out of bed.
There's no way this
In
is
that
true.
order.
I've never heard of this before.
Then I go
way.
take a shower, and it's great. It's made my life wonders. But I'm having to fight all the AI bots to get put my lowball offers through.
Yes.
I have not purchased a shit box yet, and I kind of want to. If one of my lowballs ever works.
How low are you balling? Is it like $1,000 car, and how much?
No, if it's like $1,000, I legit. It's like $200 and deliver it to me. Too sweet.
That's
Just
amazing.
screwing with people.
Yeah, I'll buy your car for $25, but you have to bring it to me as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. If I have to come pick it up, then it's $10.
If you're gonna force my hand here,
So, regardless, AI, dead internet. What are your thoughts?
So Facebook, I hate because, and the same reason I hate Instagram, because I will be scrolling through it, and I will not see any of the people I'm following stuff. I'll just see
Mhm.
random crap.
right?
Dead internet, I don't really recognize. Usually it's just ads
Yeah.
with AI stuff, so I don't care that much because they're ads anyway. But I don't know if how much I see out there.
That's fair. I think it's more important why I bring this up, because we are like AI sucks, AI sucks, AI sucks. Josh, president of the UVU
AI is
AI
great,
Club.
yeah. So here's the deal.
Mr. AI shill over
I
here.
have a couple of thoughts about this. based on like studies, and again, here's kind of what I'm thinking. First of all, if 30%, let's assume that 30%, let's assume that 50% of the content made or posted to the internet right now is AI generated. A lot of that 50% appears to be AI interacting with itself or other bots, right? So I think the idea that we are coming in contact with 50% AI every day is a little misconstrued, right? Because while maybe it's 50% posted or 50% made, the interactions are usually between AI. I don't know a single person who posts very often online, but they'll definitely scroll and maybe they'll say one thing, and you get enough people doing that. I have a really hard time believing that when I'm watching a TikTok or a reel or something, I have a really hard time thinking that 50% of the people that respond to my Instagram posts are bots, right? Some of them are. I know some of them are, but some of them are not, like, not 50%, right? Because a lot of them, you got to think of why they're doing it. And sometimes it's like to sow division. Sometimes it's to sell a product. Sometimes it's, whatever. There's a million reasons to do it. But a lot of the time when it's just like, wow, you look like SpongeBob, why would that be a bot, So I don't really think that like 30 to 50% is AI. That being said, I think that 50 to 60% could be of posted content could be AI. So yeah, when it comes to the dead internet theory, it is the biggest downside to AI. And one of the scariest things I think about ChatGPT 3.5 and further is that it is smarter than some people, right? We all know somebody who ChatGPT can outright or outsmart, right? And it sure as heck isn't me, but it's some people, and I think that's it. It doesn't have to get 100% of the way there to be fully human realistic. It just has to beat the weird guy that that is dumber. He's kind of dumb. I'm gesturing to Garrett, but like that's I mean to the fourth guy over here, the fourth wall over here. Like there is no. It's more scary because it's smarter than some people we know. So, anyways, I think that it's concerning. Obviously, I don't like it. I don't know what there is to do about it. I have a really hard time caring a lot about something that I know nothing can be done, and like it does happen. Sometimes I get annoyed with things that I can't really do anything about, but if I have some sort of control over it, or if I can tell people about it, or if I can whatever something about it, then I'll care. But like when there's nothing I can do about it, I can just say, use your brain. Does that sound like ChatGPT? Yeah, probably a bot, I had a hot take tweet the other day, and it was, I think that if my teacher can't recognize that my essay is written by AI, and they need to use is this AI checker thing, if they can't recognize it on their own, they shouldn't be teaching me English.
I think too, like that brings up something. My last year is my last year of college is when like ChatGPT started to get big, started to gain traction, and all the professors started to kind of really freak out about it.
Yeah.
To the point where like they were like asking, like I had to take multiple surveys at the end of like after finals, like, did you use AI in this class? Kind of like trying to like be like an honor system. And like legit, I didn't, because the product that they were giving me like wasn't complete. Like
not very good.
It's not very good. But that being said, like ChatGPT, I don't think these professors understood how to use it as a tool. It's almost more just like Google, especially being in a computer major, or just a software major. I had to write a lot of code and create a lot of websites my senior year. I would like, if I was struggling to format something, I could ask ChatGPT and it would show me like a formatting for whatever Python script I was writing. But that being said, it wouldn't just give me the full answer to the specifications I need. It would give me like a really bare bones thing that I still had to heavily modify to use in my code. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because like it's the same as Google. Like it would be the same if I Googled the question and eventually found an answer on a forum.
Right.
It just saved me some time, and it's not like it gave me the exact answer anyway. There is a lot of work I had to put in on my end to make sure it would work.
Yeah. You've got me brain. You've got AI. You know what it does to me. So my biggest pet peeve phrase recently has been AI as a tool. How? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Right? Like, when you say that, how would you use it as a tool? Is it going to write it for you? Sure. Tool. Fine. But, like, that could be the way. Maybe somebody doesn't like that way as a tool. Everybody's like, especially for writing. Like, programming I don't know as well, but writing I do. For writing, if you're saying, oh, it's not a tool, okay, at what point is it just a crutch, right? At what point are you not making your own outline for your own argument that, first of all, you should do because you need to know it and be able to express it? That's part of the point. And the other thing is, I don't think it's very good. Do you want the basis of your essay to be based in mediocrity, right? So when people say, oh, it's a tool, it's a tool, it's a tool, they don't know what that means, right? How is it a tool? What do you use it for? Everybody's been given a screwdriver and they're using it to hit stuff, or pry stuff, and it's like a ratcheting one, so you're not supposed to do that. Like nobody knows what it's a tool means. And that's what I've kind of been trying to do, especially with the club, is figuring out what, oh, it's a tool means. And one of the ways I found with like writing is instead of having it write the outline or write the essay for me, I'll write it myself, just as we always have, and then I'll plug it in and say, okay, here's an essay on Nike versus Adidas shoes, right? You are a teenager in modern New York reading this essay. How does it make you feel? What are you going to do after this? Was there anything unclear, etc.? And that'll give you feedback on your work, and it's not going to write it for you, but it can help you look at your writing in different ways that now make your writing better now that you've used AI tools rather than just it writing it for you, or you going through and say, hey, grammar check this, right? That's how I think it's a tool. I think it can be kind of a reasoning thing, because if it gives you reasoning suggestions, you're not actually relying on it at all. And you don't need it for facts, right?
Yeah.
You don't need it for good writing. There's all these things that it changes about the way it's a tool. But to my knowledge, I'm the only one saying this. I'm the only one who has the feedback version of AI and has been saying that. So when everybody else says it's a tool, what do you mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Like, Garrett, have you experienced anything like AI? I guess like since school.
The best thing that has ever happened to AI is the Google AI. When it writes me a summary of a question I typed into Google.
Oh, I hate that.
No, it's the best.
No.
Well, I don't think
it's
like,
so inaccurate.
No, here's the thing. I like it in the it's similar to Wikipedia because it will show you that answer like you mentioned, but it'll also show you the source. So like half the time you'd be like, what the freak? And then you read the source and it's some random Reddit thing.
Yeah, I guess you do have to do some making sure you're not looking at some random crap. But the majority of the time it pulls it from. I'm talking about if I'm not looking up something bizarre, If I'm just looking up, when did George Washington become president, and it'll write it out for me. The date obviously is what I'm looking for, and then it'll give me a little more information about it.
How to mate two pigs, and then it suggests. Did you mean how to mate two pigs Minecraft?
Yeah. Well, here's why I hate it. Here's why I don't like it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. Fine. Here's why it's wrong. All right. Google already had this feature. They would use their own, it's still AI. They would use machine learning to look into web pages and pull out the part of the web page that tells you what you're saying. It didn't need a chatbot to do it. This already happened. You would already be able to Google when was George Washington president. It would say 1986, or that's not what it was.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, it would already give you the year, and it would be accurate because it is pulled directly from the web page, and it's posted right there. Now, Google is running it through an LLM, and it's guessing what words come next. And even though it's pulling from a specific source, it's still running it through what I think is an unnecessary large language model, and it ends up getting a lot of things wrong. So it's not even that it doesn't know where to pull from, but it also is just an unnecessary step that leads to more inaccuracies, to where we're not solving a problem. Like, you're right. If it was just a bunch of stuff before, just a bunch of web links, you're right. It'd be nice. Even if it's not very accurate, you can at least get it for a glance. But no, we had this feature before, and now you have to scroll down further for it, and you have to do one that might be inaccurate first.
Yeah, I do
I
see
see
your
what you're
point,
saying.
but it also gives you
don't like
more
it.
information than that did.
It depends. I feel like your sentiment towards it was like when they first rolled it out versus Garrett's is kind of how it is now. At
That's
least
fair.
I've noticed a giant noticeable change, at least over the last 6 months, on how good it is.
Yeah,
And one thing I've noticed, especially, I feel like AI, especially because like TikTok has been known as like having the best algorithm. Like it
Mhm.
knows what you want to watch. And that's got to be AI impacted.
Yeah, it's machine learning. Yeah.
AI learning. And I've noticed a lot of other platforms do it. For example, unrelated, I was working, but I was bored. I work from home 2 days a week. So I was at home and I was bored because I didn't have a ton to do. And I was mostly just waiting for more stuff to do. And so on my separate monitor for my personal computer I have at my desk as well, I'm just pulling up YouTube, letting it play in the background. The YouTube rabbit hole of knowledge I consumed in a 4-hour time period, I don't think you understand. It started with the Titanic, not like just
Mhm.
the sinking of the Titanic and then finding the Titanic,
Yeah.
and then it went to 9/11.
Yeah.
And then it went to just Al Qaeda, the war on terror, finding Osama bin Laden,
Yeah.
rebuilding the World Trade Center.
Yeah,
And
I've seen a video on that.
yeah, so much just absolute bender on YouTube, and it was amazing. And I want to experience it again. I learned so many things about so many events,
Yeah.
mostly of events in the last 20, 30 years.
You know what's
but
wild? Completely unrelated as well. I do have another question about AI, but this first.
Okay.
You're like watching YouTube like your YouTube history is like close but not quite what mine is. Cuz mine is like this guy that animates the videos himself and it says why you will not survive the Roman Empire. And then he shows you how gruesome it really was. So it shows you the history behind it, but it's
Mhm.
like
I think I would have been thrown out on the
Oh,
road
here we
because I
go.
wasn't a fighter.
Here we go. Here.
I
It-
didn't
it
watch
was-
that video yet.
It
It
was
was the
from
one
a
I saw
couple-
today.
So here, I'm going to read you the lists of videos I watched that afternoon. Everything we learned in round 2 of the college football playoffs. The O.J. Simpson case, or chase, inside Air Force One during 9/11. How the Titanic was found. Fascinating Titanic wreck discoveries. Why Salt Lake's Trestle Bridge was abandoned. The worst crash that never happened. The incredible Thai cave rescue. How the CIA found Osama bin Laden. How SEAL team took down Osama bin Laden minute by minute. Weird things Navy SEALs discovered in Osama bin Laden's compound. How the Berlin Wall worked. How the World Trade Center was rebuilt. What happened to Hitler's body. And what happened to Michael Schumacher.
Yo.
Michael Schumacher's an F1 driver.
Yeah,
So to have those back to back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All
Yeah, I'm
All right, what's
sensing
your
a
thought on
trend.
Going
AI?
back to AI, I
Yeah.
don't know if this is AI, but if it is, it's genius. So when I look up how to do something and it pulls up a YouTube video and it immediately starts on where then it skips the
That's
intro
awesome,
of the video.
by the way. I love that
It
feature.
skips it has this very particular like 10 seconds to a minute of
Mm,
like just what I asked. Have you seen that?
maybe I don't think so.
Yeah, it's
actually.
freaking awesome.
If I ask how to fix this part of my car
Oh, into
it-
Google or into YouTube?
into Google,
Mhm.
'Kay.
and
I
then
have
it'll pull
seen
up
this,
a
yeah.
YouTube video and it will skip to like the part where it starts talking about fixing this part of the car.
Mm.
And then it will like give me like a certain amount of time frame of when he's talking about how to fix this part of the car.
Yeah.
Is that AI or what is that?
Here's what I will say. I think it is machine learning. I think it is AI, but it was all done before this big bang, right? So it's not like the flashy AI feature, but like it probably does use some sort of AI learning. What I think it does is kind of like, do you know what the jump ahead feature does in YouTube? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly that. So it looks where people watch the most from,
Mm.
and then if you just tap forward, it'll skip to where people usually go to. So after the sponsor
Oh,
read
really?
or after
I
the
didn't
whatever.
know that.
That's a good one, and I think that could be the same way. It jumps to where people mostly watch, or it takes a transcript and does a transcript. It could be either way. I don't really know,
Well,
but either way,
whoever-
it's probably
Whoever
using some
decided
sort
to
of
do
machine
that was a
learning.
genius.
It is good. It is nice. It is nice.
Very nice.
See, AI can be good. There's plenty of good AI, but there's so many ways to use it just for trash.
Agreed.
Just for trash.
Yeah, if YouTube, because we all know our phones are listening to us, please stop giving me stupid ads. Like, please show me cool ads. I am very susceptible towards marketing. Half of the
Same.
clothes I own are from Amazon's ads on Instagram.
Really?
So, like,
I've
legit,
never
I see it all the
purchased
time.
something from an Instagram ad.
No, I don't buy it straight from the ad. I just go look it up on Amazon.
Yeah.
You're telling me you get good ads from Amazon on Instagram?
Oh, all the time.
I get a park bench. I get an industrial trash can.
You know what I get, Garrett?
Why am I getting that?
I get this belt. My favorite belt. Isn't it cool? It's got Steamboat
is
Willie
cool.
on it.
It is a cool belt.
It's protecting
is
your
a-
But why do I
Steamboat
see
Willie.
that? Why am I seeing a trash can that I saw in high school?
I don't know. Here, I'm
You
gonna.
really
Those
got a
big
weird
metal
algorithm.
ones,
What
or
is
like a
it?
literal metal bench that you see in a park.
I don't know.
No,
here.
my ads are
I
great.
gotta like
on
click
Instagram.
through. I gotta click through. Yeah,
no,
see,
I'm
look,
talking about my
like,
Amazon.
Here are my
Instagram
Instagram. I
ads.
know, but here are my Instagram ads. Like, it pulls up one for Theory 11, the playing card company, which you guys know I've bought a lot of.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you're welcome for that.
good ads. Yeah, see, look, here's another ad. It's from the Australia Zoo, as of Steve Irwin fame. It's a
I really want to go there.
Bindi Irwin's book. And I know why I'm getting this ad, because of the Chinese spies. Because Smith and I had a long conversation about how she was our niche celebrity crush, and we bonded over that. Because
That's fair.
yeah, because we were like, yeah, Bindi Irwin's kind of hot, and I don't know why. And then
Which is
sh-
funny because
and then she
Robert
brought-
Irwin is my celebrity crush. Anyways. And you get all those free books.
yeah.
Guys.
Oh.
With those ads, we're going to bring you to another ad. And then right after that, we've got some questions and
From
comments
2 years
from
ago.
2 years ago. So, yeah, we'll be right back. This episode of Hot Tub Talks is sponsored by Pine Lens Productions. Do you have a great business idea, but you're not sure how to break into the social media market? Well, Pine Lens Productions is the company for you. They've helped all kinds of businesses from all across the state of Utah help break into the online market, and they can help you. From editing to animation to ideas to publishing, they're the company that will help you get from zero to hero. Check their Instagram out in the link below. Thanks to Pine Lens Productions for producing and sponsoring this episode. All right, welcome back. We're going over 2-year-old comments because our last episode was called It's Over, Guardians of the Galaxy with Relationship Advice and Manly Muppets, featuring Docker maybe?
What's Docker?
Yeah. Anyways, funny thing, I actually told people that was not our final episode. That was just clickbait, and then it was.
That
So-
wasn't actually planned on being the final
had a
episode.
comment
Life
or
got in
two.
the way.
We had a comment or two. The first one, and Wade, you want me to mention this? Balls and Zach said, "Guys, when's the next podcast coming out?" Or, "Okay, please make a new episode."
So the answer is January 15th, 2025.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. We didn't forget about you.
No. We've been thinking about the whole time. There's not been a point where we were like, completely no, like we
Yeah,
didn't, we weren't working towards making it,
Yeah.
but we weren't ever like,
The only time that it was like a hard no was like the brief 5 months I was in another state. But even
Yeah,
then, it's
yeah.
like you were super busy that semester.
yeah.
I don't know what the freak you were doing, Garrett, but Garrett was super busy too.
Yeah. Our second one, and we might have gone over this last episode, but we should revisit it. In response to the Q&A, who would win in a cage fight, Wade or Animal from the Muppets? Paul says Animal.
That's a great
Can you please make a new episode?
question.
You're
Garrett,
welcome.
I think you should answer that. What do you think?
So if I'm being honest, I haven't seen the Muppets in a billion years.
You don't know? Do you know who Animal
I
is?
know who Animal is.
Okay.
He's the crazy guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, ultimately, I'm choosing Animal.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know if I could beat Animal.
I think you could. I'm on
But-
Team Wade.
But I
Dude.
don't know why I would choose Animal.
Yeah, like
if that
can I
makes
fight his
sense.
puppeteer? Or
No, I think it's got to be the Muppet as seen on the Muppets.
okay. I mean, Animal took down Jack Black, so like, I don't know
That's
if
true.
I don't know if I stand a chance on that one.
I'm gonna have to say that this is what I think. If you can get Animal in the first 15 seconds, it'll be Wade.
So wait,
If
is
he's
this like
lasting
an
any
actual
longer.
like actual like cage fight,
In a cage.
like
He'll try to kill you.
octagon, like full on MMA rules, 2-minute rounds. We're going the distance.
Yeah.
Oh frick, yeah. I would have to get him early. I'd have to get him in the first 2 rounds. I'm not going toe to toe with Animal for 15 rounds.
That's what I'm thinking, right? I think
I
if
don't know.
if Wade gets him early, complete knockout, kills
Why
him.
would
like,
you have to get him early? I don't get it.
His endurance is gonna. He's gonna wear me out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look like Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul. Like it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be
That
an
was
unfortunate
awful.
fight.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
I guess that was a 2024 event.
Because think, if Animal charges Wade, and in the first 15 seconds he can just pick him up and go, boom, or whatever. I mean, that's not really MMA, but like, if you can body slam the dude and knock him out, you got him. But if he's getting back up, he's just gonna.
If he can use his teeth, then I'm screwed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Wade's or Garrett's watching TikTok while.
No, I'm trying to find ads.
He's now looking for the ads.
Give me an ad, Instagram.
They
To
all
prove
suck.
prove that his ads suck. Oh, I've got one for USAA right here. That's kind of a lame ad. So, regardless,
Regardless,
I think Animal.
I'm gonna have to give it to Animal.
Animal might have my number.
He has the largest chance.
Yeah,
I think Wade could win. You have a fighting chance.
I think I could
I think Animal
honestly
would win.
probably beat most of the Muppets,
Yeah.
but Animal's
Could you
not
beat
one of
Big
them.
Bird? I guess he's not a Muppet.
No, Big Bird's too nice. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
he-
do that.
I don't think anybody could beat. Do you think there is a Muppet I could take down?
You
Pepe.
could beat Rocco.
Pepe.
Yeah, you can
I
fight
could
Pepe.
beat Rocco. Rocco would kill me. Rocco's a rock. He's not even a Muppet. He can't even do anything. He just
see
sits there.
not
Dwayne the Rock
alive.
Johnson come out.
A what?
You just see Dwayne the Rock Johnson come out.
Oh,
I'm
frick.
a rock.
I'm a rock.
I'm a rock. Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for listening to this podcast. Garrett, do you want to finish this out and do?
Yeah, sure.
Wait. Do you want to say?
Please send us comments.
Send it to other people
We're
if you
back,
think it's cool.
Baby, yes. Please share, like, follow. What's the word
Follow.
for subscribe?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm in charge of the
Listen.
Instagram, but
I forgot about that.
Chip is covering everything else, so we'll see.
That's true. Well, thank you everybody for watching. This podcast is produced by Pinelands Productions, and we'll see you next time. Bye.